gym influencers. Are they helping or are they hurting beginners and the fitness industry in general? If you got comments or questions, be sure to drop them in the comments down below, and we'll get into them next episode. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, it's mostly a symptom of the age of information that we're living in right now, specifically the age of instant information and gratification, so that if we need to know something, we need to know it right this fucking instant. And this instant satisfaction machine that's in our hands 24/7 has shifted and warped how we perceive not only information, but reality itself. Not to mention our drastically diminishing attention spans. Next day delivery, streaming, everything we want it right fucking now. And that has bled over into how we perceive things on social media, which is why a lot of gym influencers start their videos off with a hook right away to catch you. Pull you right into their shit instantly. Usually saying that you're doing something wrong, and if you don't do exactly what they say to do in that video, it will have dire consequences for you and everyone you care about. But nothing is as final or as absolute as that. Everything has nuance in this world. But because everyone is fighting tooth and nail against the almighty algorithm, if you can't tell the difference between facts and bullshit, you may get led astray. This is especially true for beginners who are just beginning to dip their toes into the fitness industry and gym lifestyle. So that's why today we're talking about something that affects literally every beginner who walks into the gym in 2026, fitness influencers. Now, the irony of me, a burgeoning fitness influencer, coming on here to talk shit about fitness influencers is not lost on me. But this isn't directed toward anyone specifically as much as it is a statement on where the fitness industry is right now and where we are as a society in general that seems to reward this type of shitty behavior. Think about it like this for a second. 10, 15 years ago, if someone wanted to learn how to lift weights, where would they go? What did they do? They went to a gym and they just figured shit out on their own, or they hired a coach. Maybe they went with a friend and learned how they worked out. Bodybuilding magazines, those were huge back in the day. You Zoomers are going, a magazine, what the fuck is that? But you see, back in the day, we used to have the internet on paper. It was called magazines and the Encyclopedia Britannica. Dating myself now here, I think. And if they didn't have a coach, a friend, or a magazine, they could go up to the biggest fucking guy in the gym and just ask them to teach them how to do it. And let me tell you, there's no bigger compliment to a big guy in the gym than just asking them how to lift. We love that shit. We're like kids, and you just asked us about Pokemon cards. We will tell you everything you want to know. Now, as for today, if people want to learn how to lift, for most beginners, it's TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Like I said, age of information. Instead of a coach showing you how to squat and checking in on your form, you're watching a 30-second video filmed under perfect lighting, directed by Martin Scorsese with dramatic music, and an annoying AI voiceover yelling, "Try this exercise for insane glute gains." So today we're going to break down the rise of fitness influencers, how they help beginners, how they hurt beginners, why misinformation spreads so easily, and how you can tell the difference between good advice and fucking bullshit. We'll also look at some of the psychology and parasocial aspects behind the entire fucking influencer phenomenon. First off, we'll start with just how the fuck we got here. Because it's not like fitness influencers just appeared overnight. This is where the industry has evolved, and it happened in phases. First, it started with the magazine fitness culture back in the 80s, the 90s. If you wanted to learn training, you read magazines like Muscle and Fitness, Flex, or Men's Health. The information was limited, but it was at least edited. Magazines have editors and fact checkers to make sure information was correct and curated, for the most part anyway. Then came the internet and the forum era. Websites like bodybuilding.com forums became huge hubs where people debated training, nutrition, lifting, and supplements. A little less edited and curated as users began to take control of the information that was doled out, but in general, they still had moderators to monitor and suss out bullshit. Obviously not as successful a task as with magazines, but at least the veil of an attempt at moderation was there. Then YouTube exploded. We had the big bang of user-submitted content and information. You suddenly had long-form educational fitness content from coaches, and then TikTok arrived. TikTok changed everything, the entire game, because that was the introduction of the algorithm. And the algorithm favors 4 main things. Short content, get it to me quick. My attention span is like a fucking fruit fly. Fast results, make me skinny now. Strong opinions, this is the only way to lose weight fast. And entertaining visuals, make it look good, baby. Bright lights, loud noises to catch your eye and steal your attention. Because attention is money. Short length, fast results, strong opinions, and eye-catching visuals, that's what sparks the algorithm. Not nuance, not context, and certainly not long-term thinking. So instead of a coach explaining progressive overload in detail over a 20-minute YouTube video like 10 years ago, the algorithm rewards videos like, do this one exercise for insane biceps. And that, unfortunately, is fundamentally changing how beginners are learning and how most coaches are teaching. Now, let's be fair here. Fitness influencers aren't automatically bad. They do a lot of good. I try to do positive work in this field using the tools I have at my disposal. A camera, a mic, and a voice and face for radio. Fitness influencers have helped millions of people get started in their fitness journeys. The biggest advantage today is accessibility, which is my #1 goal in my content. I want fitness to be accessible for everyone. A beginner today can open their phone and learn how to squat, how to deadlift, how to build a workout routine, and how to track calories all within minutes and kick off their fitness journey. Will their form be awesome? No, probably not, but their foot is in the door. Their journey is started, and they've taken their first steps into the world of fitness, all before their first coffee break at work. 20 years ago, that information was much harder to find. Influencers have also made fitness feel less intimidating. For a lot of beginners, gyms are scary. We had a whole fucking episode about it. The entire first fucking episode was all about that one thing. Watching someone demonstrate exercises online can make that first gym visit feel manageable, even welcoming. There's also the inspiration factor. Seeing someone transform their body can motivate people who would never have considered lifting before. There's something powerful about a set of dramatic before and after photos. And we can't ignore the community aspect of it either. Online fitness communities provide support that many people didn't have access to before, especially nowadays when people have never felt lonelier. People share progress, they encourage each other, and it helps normalize the idea that everyone starts somewhere. So in many ways, influencers have helped democratize fitness and make it into the mainstream. But with all the amazing good they've done, there's also the flip side of the coin. Because for every great coach sharing useful advice online, there are another 10 people sharing absolute bullshit. So let's look at the #1 biggest issue by far in the online fitness community. Nothing else comes close: misinformation. Anyone can become a fitness influencer, hence why you're watching me right now. There's no barrier for entry. You don't need education. You don't need coaching experience. You don't even need to understand basic physiology to start coaching online. You just need a camera and confidence. And confidence can be very convincing. There are an endless amount of people speaking confidently who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Someone speaking with confidence does not mean that they are correct. And then there's overcomplication. Social media rewards novelty. The algorithm does not reward basic advice like squat, press, row, repeat for 5 years. That advice works, but it's fucking boring. So influencers invent increasingly complex exercises to stay relevant, to stay on your screen, to stay in your feed. You'll see dumb shit like single leg Bosu ball squats, resistance band triple supersets, or 5 exercise giant circuit sets for glutes. Beginners see these workouts, and because they're complicated, it must work and be exactly what they need. Because there's no way simple works better. Why would simple bicep curls build better arms than a 5 exercise circuit? But that's how it is. Simplicity is exactly what beginners need. This overcomplicated bullshit from overconfident influencers is how beginners get hurt.